Call the meeting to order. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, there is just one correction to the agenda. On item number 13, the amount, that's the right place, right, Dave? Yeah.
Yes.
Just the amount is $254,677.66. That just needs to be added in there.
For work through when?
September 20th.
Thank you. Okay, so any other corrections to the agenda? Okay, if not, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion carried. Okay, no alderman interviews. Lisa, are you gonna do a mayor interview? I wish.
One of these times.
Okay, so, looking at the minutes from September 17th,
I'll make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of Tuesday, September 17th, 2024.
I'll second it.
there's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
We'll go on to approve the special meeting minutes of Monday, September 23rd.
I'll make a motion to approve special meeting minutes of Monday, September 23rd, 2024.
I'll second it.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. And then we need a motion to approve the minutes from the public hearing that was Tuesday, September 24th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the public hearing Tuesday, September 24th, 2024.
I'll second that one. Motion and a second, all in favor? Motion carried. At this time, do we have any public input? Anybody? Okay. So we'll move on to legal updates.
I just have one thing from the sheriff's office. Deputy Christie, myself, and Chief Shirk from Beersford Police Department met last Thursday at the police station to go through the inventory. Itemized all the things that both police departments could be sold to the police departments. That list is now with the sheriff's department, so they can review that for items that they would like to purchase. And they will
Was there
get-
some yet they wanted?
Yeah, there was a list, quite a list of stuff.
Oh, there is.
All three of the service pistols were still, are still there, of
Okay.
course. Both service rifles, and there's a list of different
I
stuff.
know last year
So-
we went through it.
So-
They haven't done quite yet, so.
Still had.
We had kind of sorted everything out previously. Now everything is gone through. The only things that are left in the evidence, secured evidence room are those things that need to be locked,
Right.
secured.
I think that was a little bit of the delay, because he wanted to go through that. room.
Yes, once those items that need to be double locked up are done, pretty much the remainder of stuff is things that we could take out of the building, so then it's just the one desk that they use, and then we, as a council, you could decide it from there how to surplus that stuff.
Okay,
So I'm hoping to know here in the next few weeks, to have that to bring to the council.
okay.
And city attorney, he did not have anything for me
At this
for
point,
tonight.
okay.
But he is available by phone until 7 o'clock if you would need him.
Okay, the next one is Resolution 2024, number 17th. Resolution declaring support and adoption of 2024 pre-disaster mitigation plan for Union County, South Dakota. Oh, okay, that's you. All righty.
Hi, Laura.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Sorry, I'm kind of fighting a cold here. But just to kind of go over the resolution, so Union County Office of Emergency Management contracted with the Southeastern Council of Governments to assist with the development of the updated pre-disaster mitigation plan. So the pre-disaster mitigation plans are required to be updated every 5 years by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, in order for communities to be eligible to receive competitive grant fundings for hazard mitigation projects. CCOG applied for funding to update the Union County plan in December of 2021. In November of 2023, Union County executed an agreement with FEMA and South Dakota Office of Emergency Management to update the plan. January to May of 2024, CCOG held 5 planning meetings with Union County and the communities within Union County to gather their input to update the plan. The Union County Pre-Disaster Mitigation Plan public meeting was held June 12th of 2024. CCOG submitted the initial draft of the updated plan to the South Dakota Office of Emergency Management, who then submitted the plan to FEMA July 19th of 2024. So FEMA approved the plan pending adoption September 20th of 2024. So the final step in finalizing the updated plan is for Union County and the communities within Union County to adopt the plan via resolution. So if your community elects to not adopt the plan, you will not be eligible for any FEMA competitive grant funding. So for CCOG, thanks you guys for your time and your effort and patience in working with us when we updated it. So if you guys have any other questions or anything, I'm here to answer them.
So what exactly would like this cover like for us? Like, we're not by a river, so we're not gonna flood. But
No, but where it rains, it could
it
potentially
could,
flood.
like, if it gets
Yeah.
onto sewer, would overflow or.
True, yes. And right now, All Sister isn't a part of the National Flood Insurance Program, but you can adopt what's called a flood damage prevention ordinance, and then you apply to be within the National Flood Insurance Program. And what that means is like, your communities or your residents and stuff would be eligible for flood insurance under you guys. And, you know, you're covered, they're covered if like a pipe bursts in, you know, their basement, something to that effect. So you don't necessarily have to be next to a ravine or have ravine flooding to have that happen. A lot of the times, you know, when you have heavy rain and then it, you know, so much of the ground can, you know, consume that water. Once it's done consuming it, and then it just starts rising, and then you have what's called drainage issues, and then it just drains everywhere.
The other things besides flooding that the city of Alcester would be at risk for is, we all know we have power outages with the heat and the cold. That would be a big significant issue. The wind, not with just tornadoes, but with tornadoes as well. Severe snowstorms, droughts, you know, any natural disaster that
Yeah,
could
so
affect.
if you guys wanted to apply for like safe rooms, that's something you can apply for. Generators are underneath that program, so if you needed any type of emergency generators for City Hall, or like your main like library or community.
So is there like a cost to this then, or no? It's part of the county?
It's part of the county, so you guys become eligible, so where you don't have to apply with the county, you can apply by yourselves.
Okay.
So if you don't adopt this, you can still apply for FEMA funding, you just have to apply under the county, and the county would have to take on, yeah. So you can apply on behalf of yourselves. We submit the applications under your guys' dues, so there's no charge there.
Oh, okay.
And then if you guys do get a grant through FEMA or something, they have what's called subrecipient management costs. So that's just kind of a pool set aside for technical assistance fees
Okay,
for our reimbursement,
right.
which is just like quarterly reports and stuff. It's not too bad.
Which is the typical costs for our green stuff anyway, but
Right.
doing this supporting and adopting the actual plan. Just says, you know, we
We're
want.
part of it.
Yep, we're gonna follow these plans, these guidelines, these recommendations, and
We've
then
never done it before.
we have, yep, it's done every 5
Can't do
years.
it.
This
Yeah,
is just,
it's
this is
every
just,
5 years.
it's just an updated one.
I don't remember what I did yesterday.
She had briefly touched on the National Flood Insurance Plan. The last time that this was updated in 2019, shortly thereafter, when the city adopted the pre-disaster mitigation plan, there was also a resolution that was passed with, it was an intent to join the National Flood Insurance Program, but there was never any follow through. So that is something that Harley and I have talked about, that I'll bring you guys more information. I wanted to get this taken care of first, and then we can look at that next. So,
Okay.
Oh, I appreciate it. You did a really good job organizing everything. All the emails are really succinct and easy to read through, so I appreciate it. Even though I couldn't make it to the meetings, I could understand what happened based on your meeting notes and.
Yeah, you know, we sent out PowerPoints and stuff, so you guys have all that info.
Yeah,
and
it was
can read
very
through
organized.
it.
I know we should approve and update this, but I just have a question. Does anybody know, does Union County have like a mobile, let's say we get hit by a tornado, do they have some kind of a mobile unit that they can bring up and hook into our electric so that people can reach out to each other and talk to each other? Of course, I know we got cell phones and that now, but
I'm not aware that the county would have a mobile power control unit. That would more likely come from if one of the electric co-ops would have one, or state or federal
I guess I'm considering
disaster.
for the, let's say, some cell towers went down, or let's say, we have no way to communicate outside of Alcester because of all the damage. Do they have something that they can mobilely set up to make sure that that happens from the community itself?
In those cases, they do have, I mean, there's emergency wideband radios that like the sheriff's department, fire department, Office of Emergency Management have access to. The fire department here in Alcester has access to those bands as well, so the fire department and EMS would have the capability of communicating outside the community with the county, and then the county in turn has the access to communicate further up the line to the state.
Okay.
I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. So at this time, we need a motion to join the pre-disaster mitigation plan.
I'll make a motion to accept resolution 2024-17, the resolution declaring support and adoption of the 2024 pre-disaster mitigation plan for Union County, South Dakota.
Second it.
There's been a motion and a second. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll now go on to item 12. It's the time of year for the annual liquor license renewals. So, is there anything you need to know, Dave?
There's no changes from previous year for any of the licenses. The one is for Waddy's, the two of them are for the Waddy's A Bar, which you just approved a few months ago. The other one is for the golf course and also for Total Stop. Those are both unchanged from previous years.
So each one needs its own motion?
Correct.
Okay.
That's what I was just gonna ask.
All right, at this time, is there a motion to approve renewal of the retail on-sale liquor license for the Alcester Municipal Golf Course?
I'll make a motion to approve renewal of retail on-sale liquor license for the Alcester Municipal Golf Course.
I'll second it.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Now we need approval to renew for off-sale
package off-sale liquor license for Wadi Zabar.
I'll second it.
It's been a motion and a second to renew package off sale liquor to Wadi's A-Bar. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We'll go on to C, to approve renewal of retail off sale liquor license for Wadi's A-Bar.
I'll make a motion to approve renewal of retail on-sale liquor license for Wadi's A-Bar.
I'll second it. So there's been a motion and a second to renew on-sale liquor license to Wadi's A-Bar. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. We now need to go on to D, to approve renewal of package off-sale liquor license for Total Stop Food Store number 7476 Alcester.
I'll make a motion to approve the renewal of package off-sale liquor license for Total Stop Food Store number 476 Alcester.
Second.
Brian seconded. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. We'll go on to number 13, and that is the wastewater treatment. Up to you now.
Right, the first thing is approving the payment to Industrial Process Technology. It's pay application 17. We're getting closer to the end. And so this pay application is for $254,677.66. A lot of the work in the last month or so has been on the existing aeration basin, keeping that down, getting all the solids out of it, and then getting things laid out for the new aeration basin piping to go in, and a lot of painting as well.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and Lonnie is doing a great job. He is struggling along. It is tough right now. He doesn't have a lot of the instrumentation and controls to operate the plant, so he's doing a lot of it manually. And with things down, we've got, pumps that aren't usually used for certain things, used to route things around, and a couple things in a overland bypass. So it's been challenging, and it's taken extra time on his part. He's getting through it and doing well.
Oh, okay, good.
So,
Okay, so at this time, we need to approve payment to Industrial Process Technology for to pay application number 17 in the amount of $254,677.66 for work done through September 20th.
I'll make a motion to approve payment to Industrial Process Technology for pay application number 17 in the amount of $254,677.60 for work through September 20th.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
all right. And in change order number 10, the next item, things on this change orders include the variable frequency drives and the intermittent lift station pumps. When we did design, we were not aware that they were not working well. They were having issues. And over the course of the last couple of years, with Lonnie coming on, he's noticed that they're not operating the way they should be, and had them evaluated and determined they need to be replaced. So that's item 1 on this agenda. The other thing is there is a flow meter that is not operating properly in that ops building as well. We're not aware that that was not working properly, and so talking more with Lonnie, that needs to be replaced, and so that's included here. And then there's several sump pumps that were to be replaced as part of the project. And we went to put new sump pumps in, determine the outlets or what is part of the problem. The outlets are not working. So it's to get those outlets operable again. And then there was a couple electrical relays needed for proper blower operation. And that was just the manufacturer did not communicate that well during design. Those relays were needed, so that needed to be added. So the total cost for these changes is $31,303.83, bringing the total contract price to $5,447,451.64. There's no change in the completion date. Contractors indicated that there is a little bit of a delay in getting these VFDs. And so there may be another change order coming. He doesn't have a delivery date yet, and so he doesn't know what date to put on a time extension, but I do think there's gonna be one additional change order coming, with a time extension taken place in.
So is there a motion to approve change order number 10 to increase this change to $31,330.83?
I'll make a motion to approve change order number 10 for the wastewater treatment facility improvement plan.
I'll second
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. So we'll go on to number 14, the sanitary sewer collection system project.
Harley, do you want to explain this resolution?
Okay, so the resolution, it was passed before in April, so we're just resubmitting the CDBG app for grant funding for that sanitary sewer portion of that collection system project. So,
This is just approving what we talked about at the public hearing
Yep.
and what you're going to draft and write.
So you think our chances are?
They might be a little bit better now because what GOED said last time was because of DNR's recommendation to de-scope the project, it reduced the cost. And so in March, when you got that $1.5 million, it made it look like you already had all the funding. So they didn't match it.
Okay.
So it looked like the project was fully funded. But technically, this is like a $3.9 million project. It's not a $1.5 million project.
Yeah.
So what we did was we just added like additional costs, or the cost that would have already, been approved, but DNR didn't want to approve it because of the rate,
Okay.
increasing the rate. So hopefully this time it looks a little bit more competitive. It looks like you actually need more funding than what you had the last round.
Which we do.
Yes, we do.
Yes, you do. So,
All right, appreciate that. So, do we need to do anything? We need for A,
Yeah, we'll have to
And
adopt
correct me
the
if I'm wrong,
updated
to kind of
resolution.
expand on what you guys talked about at the public hearing is basically that we have half of the funding, they will submit for the other half of the funding. There's still an overlap of like 220,000, is that correct, that the remaining amount was, I think? Somewhere about that, 220,000.
Yes, the only thing that
Yeah.
changed is I'm sorry, Harley.
No, go ahead. It was the water portion, right?
The water portion was
Yeah.
short, that's the 200, but with that being pulled out and just
Yeah.
doing the sewer.
Yeah, just doing the sewer, then if, you get the grant funding, that portion of it would
Then
be
that would
fully
be
funded.
okay.
So that's kind of how it looks like, because it's 2 in 1 when it's written on paper.
And that would be a good benefit if we,
Yeah.
Right.
because then that gets both.
And what we're trying to argue it to GOED is that without that grant funding, the project's not gonna happen,
Right,
and it needs to. So there's definitely a
Yeah.
need for it.
right. So what is the motion we need to make? Just to adopt resolution 2024.18? Okay,
And then, like Harley said, it's nearly identical to the resolution that you passed this spring for the previous application. It's just updating it with Darla being council president and the mayor seat
Oh,
being
okay.
absent.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2024-18 for the environmental certifying officer.
I'll second it.
Brian will second, okay. Okay, so there has been a motion and a second to approve resolution 2024.18, environmental certifying officer. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. So then we'll go on to B, to review and approve agreement for sanitary sewer cleaning and televising. Thank you.
Thank you. We received the remaining contract documents from the parent low bidder, Empire Pipe Services, so we needed insurance certificates as well as the performance and payment bond information and an assigned agreement. All of that was received last week. We reviewed it. We had to exchange a couple emails to get corrected, updated insurance certificates. That's been received now. And so everything to execute the contract is ready. And so if the city wants to approve the agreement, this will allow the city to have cleaning and televising of the entire sewer system in the town completed. So we'll have a much better idea of the condition of the pipe. If there is any debris buildup, ruts and things like that, it's gonna get cleaned out with this. Right now, I don't have a schedule from the contractor yet, exactly rough verbal schedules that we'd want to do a pre-con sometime this month and get started probably the latter half of the month of early November. The target to complete the work yet this year as the contract requires.
With that, the manhole, the uncovering portion of that piece, all of the manholes are uncovered. We have a few more risers that they have to order, so that will be done in plenty of time.
So cold weather.
But all the
doesn't-
manholes are accessible, so.
It can, but we'll have to watch. Hopefully they'll be able to come through, and if they start in November, just get through it in November and we should be fine, especially the way this fall's going so far.
Yeah, 90 degrees.
Of course, I should knock on wood, because you never know, things can change here quick. But if it does get really cold, we'll have to watch, and when I say really cold, I mean like when it gets like below 20. You get fog, where it's hard to see, because it's just the wastewater's warm and the air temperature's cold. You get fog in the pipe and you can't see it all. So that's what we'll just evaluate. You
Okay.
can still work through that, sometimes it kind of just depends on condition. So.
Okay, so is there a motion to approve the agreement for the sanitary sewer cleaning and televising?
I'll make a motion to review and approve agreement for sanitary sewer cleaning and televising.
I'll second it.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. And then the last one is to approve notice to proceed for sanitary sewer cleaning and televising.
So this is just basically part of the official contract. Once the agreement is approved, which it just was, then the city approves a notice to proceed, letting the contractor know they can begin work. So,
I'll make a motion to approve the notice to proceed for the sanitary sewer cleaning and televising.
I'll second it.
There's been a motion and a second. Any other discussion from anybody? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
good to see you guys.
Okay, we'll move on to number 15, golf course discussion on the land donation from AIP.
In your packets, there's a kind of a typed up little note from Lonnie and a couple of different maps. So the Alcester Industrial Park Board has offered approximately 4 acres it'd be in the northwest corner of the property that they own adjacent to the golf course. So it would be adjacent to that northeast corner. So they are offering to donate it to the city for the cost of $1, with the purpose of extending the golf course and building a new golf green on that deeded land. They do have a stipulation that if nothing is done on it golf related in a certain time frame, if the city would accept it, decide, hey, we don't want to do this, then we would deed it back to them for their use as they support it. So Lonnie kind of has his plan laid out for you in the map. You can kind of see what his idea is he would build a new par 3 hole and convert the current hole number 5 and number 6, which are the 2 holes on the highway, along the highway by the old golf clubhouse. He would convert those into 1 hole, making it a par 5. The new hole would be an approximately 140-ish yard, par 3. The work done for this year would be just, cost for it would be just fuel and labor, which, you know, there is room for that cost in the budget still for this year, for what little work that would need to be done. And then for spring or summer of next year, if the city would approve it, there is money in the budget allocated for this purpose. He was just asking the work that he's done up until this point was work that was asked by him by the Industrial Park Board to maintain the area of the kind of the border, since they kind of let it sit idle. So if there's any questions, I can try and answer those, but you'll see in the map kind of what his tentative plan would be. Lonnie would just ask that if the council would so choose that they just give their blessing for him to, give the blessing so they can, the Industrial Park Board can start the paperwork for that portion of it, and then he could continue to do what work he would need to do for clearing and prepping the land this fall.
So what's the hole way up in the corner?
That would be number
Is
7.
that 7?
That is, yeah, the green up there is 7, and then there's the 8 tee box in that corner.
Okay.
So the number 8 tee box that's currently in use would basically be reshaped, so it would 7. The tee box for 8 would be reshaped to head to the east to the towards the new green.
To the new green.
And then where that blue circle is on the left side of your map, kind of in the middle of the page, those are some different trees that would be removed. And then just to the right of that would be where the new tee box would be for tee number 8.
It might make our golf course a little bit more challenging, right?
No, it says it will not make it harder.
It won't be.
Well,
You
yes.
can add a little.
It depends on the golfer.
Yeah.
Right, just
I don't.
along
He just said it would
number
give it
5.
more character without
Yeah.
making it harder for the
Yeah,
golfers.
I don't think it's necessarily going to make it much more difficult. It's going to make it more interesting.
Yeah,
It'll give it a unique character.
right.
I think, for my opinion, I would approve the purchase of it since it's not
Oh,
going
yeah.
to interest. And if we, for some reason, decide not to do anything, they would say they would take it back.
Right.
I personally would like to see exactly what the cost would be for him to do it, because although it's in the budget, I would like it laid out exactly what, with the tree removal, with him having to, I mean, it says tall prairie grass, and I don't know if that's just what he means is growing there already, or if that's something he's gonna have to put in. As well,
We could ask him that. We
the
could
cost
maybe-
from Bluestone,
I would
like,
imagine that's just the grown grass.
I'm assuming that's. what
That
he
is the
said.
word he used was brome.
He'll probably could plant that.
But then also with the cost is from Bluestone to make sure the seating and everything is right completely for the new greens. And if that is truly their budget. That's my opinion.
And if we know about this, it is something tomorrow night we can talk about it. Maybe, you never know, we might have some input too.
Personal thought.
Maybe not good. Oh, I think it'll be good.
Positive and negative.
Yeah. Okay. So at this time, is there a motion? A
I can
motion
make one, I don't know if you'll approve it.
to approve the land donation from AIP? Would that be what? we need?
My suggestion, what I was going to motion was to approve the purchase of the land for my AIP for $1. With the stipulation of getting the final cost before any work is completed. It does not have to be approved that way, but
Is there a second to that?
thoughts or.
I'll second it.
discussion?
So, do you have that written down, Kendra, that I can get a copy of it?
No, but I can.
Please. Thank you.
So, no other discussion? Yeah, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Did when they sodded and stuff, that, they stayed pretty much into their budget then too, I think. So hopefully,
I'm not saying that long won't, I just want to make sure.
want to know, yeah.
I just feel like there is going to be a little bit more additional costs than.
Yeah, and in discussions with him, kind of outside, just talking, you know, he was looking at it would be like a 2-ish year time frame
That's
for
what I
the
was gonna
work
say, it
before it
might
would
take
be
a-
ready, so it would be, you know, the bulk of like the shaping and the startup next year, and then, you know, just continuing with, so maybe having it ready for play 2026, maybe 2027, just kind of depending on how well the seating and everything would take, but definitely thought it would be a multi-year process to get something like that going.
It won't happen right now.
Overnight, no.
Right.
Well, yeah, because that was one of my concerns is, you know, Lonnie and the city's gonna do a lot of that work. You know, he's got a lot of other things that he has to take care of, and is there time for them to do it? So if it's spread out over a longer period of time, so they can work with it when they got the time, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did say that the timeline for it would be following, depending on the availability to do the work, according to the weather, and any other city applications that need to come before the golf course is made.
Yeah, and it wouldn't interfere with current play, so, you know, it wouldn't be like we'd have to shut down a hole while, you know, work is going on or anything like that, so.
Okay, finance office.
I don't have a lot for you. You'll see the warrant report. You wanna look through that if you have any questions?
Is there a motion to approve the September warrants?
Make a motion to approve the September warrants.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Only other thing I have for you folks tonight is you had asked me to schedule another open forum night. I spoke with Landon. We were able to get that on the schedule for November 13th. It's a Wednesday at 6:30 at the event center. We could, you know, just kind of do it like we did last year with all the city employees there, and put the flyers out, put the word out. I've reached out to the park engineers as well to see if we can coordinate their rework of the concepts of the designs of the park, to bring those back, because we would be looking at doing a public meeting with the public at sometime this fall or early winter anyway, so I'm hoping that we can coordinate and do both at once. So,
It might, I mean, I think to me it's worked well, but maybe having, if Mr. Purdy could come.
I was
and just
hoping,
tell him how it's.
I was gonna invite
Working.
somebody from the sheriff's office to be there as well.
Yeah.
Harley talked about being able to come down and speak to, you know, the different funding applications that we have out there, what we're working on, if people have any questions on how those processes work. You know, if Tanya or anybody from Banner would like to or be able to join us, they would be able to speak to some specifics on projects that we have going on or are working on for the future as well too, so. So I'll start getting that stuff out here in the next week or so, and if you have anything specific you'd like, let me know and we can kind of start putting an outline or some sort of agenda together. So. The only other, I guess I do have one other thing just to remind everybody. Tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow mid-morning, power to the city office, then the whole building will be shut off so the electricians can hook up the middle section of the building. So we'll be without power at the city office for about 3 hours. And then Monday, what's the date? November, be gone the day next month.
Fourth.
Monday, November 4th, I will be traveling back from Green Bay. We will need to change the date of the Tuesday, the 5th meeting, because that is general election day. So I'll have that on the agenda, so be thinking if there's, Wednesday or Thursday or whatever day later that week works for you guys. That's all I got.
So we'll go on to 17th. Do we need to go, is executive session needed? Okay. So number 18, is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make the motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second it.
We are adjourned at 6:41.
I didn't want to go with an